Good evening, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody is doing well. For those who follow on stream, YouTube, Facebook, and for those who follow my show on TikToks under HCS895, how's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody's doing great. Tonight we have ghosts, phantoms, apparitions, and hauntings. That's what we got on for the show tonight, brother and sisters. Let me send the link out real quick. I want to send a shout out uh, to my brother in arms, brother Felix, Iron Knights brother. Thank you for contacting me. I remember you when we were stationed in Erlangen, Germany. Uh, it's good to meet people that I serve with. Uh, Pretty awesome because I remember seeing faces. It's kind. I kind of stayed to myself when I was in Erlangen, Germany. But then I started hanging out with some of the fellas and stuff. But yeah, I remember everybody, even if you wasn't in my company, because I remember faces. So thank you for contacting me, brother. I try my best here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters to talk about everything, even with combat. I keep it to a certain level with what I remember from combat because I can get in detail, but I don't want to freak out the people that come here. And then at the same time, we got people that try to come up against us in a negative way. Everything we try to do here in Spiritual Cryptid Encounters, they try to imitate us or try to mimic us, but when it's not coming from the heart because I haven't experienced this, then it sounds a lot better here in Spiritual Cryptid Encounters because it's coming from the horse's mouth because we witnessed it, we experienced this, and I appreciate you contacting me through Messenger, brother. If you have, whenever you want to speak out, man, this is what this platform is about. Speak out on any topic, combat. Uh, you've had any experiences of any kind of experiences. Doesn't matter what it is. You're more than welcome to join us whenever you want to, brother. Just like I told you earlier, whenever you want to speak about something, you want to get it off your chest, there's a place to do it here in Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. And I appreciate you for tuning in, brother. Iron Knights. I got my hat right here, brother. There you go. Iron Knights. There's, so there you go. I had a brother in arms that served in the front lines. He was in a different company, but we were still in the same location in the front lines in the Battle of Medina Ridge. So he remembers. He
Thank
remembers.
you, sir.
When I say he remembered everything, he remembers.
Thank
I'm
you,
more sure he's got his own stories.
thank you for your
It's always
service.
good to vent, and just speak about it, man. Can't hold it in, speak about it. Uh, and saying that, how you doing, cousin Jesse?
I'm doing good, man. Pretty sure that Josh is still on.
Well, we're gonna go on with the show because man, doing those shows late at night, man, that's a killer.
I
I
know,
was gonna
man.
I was gonna do a live at 10, but I noticed last night when you left, we had more viewers. People started showing up, like I don't know from everywhere, man.
Yeah, I left around 12 something, man.
Yeah, and I spoke for
Yeah, I
another.
wasn't leaving around 1.
I did a 3 hour show last night.
No, you did like 3.5 hours. I was listening.
Yeah, I just keep on going, man. You know.
Calmate, Energizer Rabbit. I just keep
Oh
going
yeah,
and going.
I was tired, but sometimes when the topic is good and the viewers are interacting, it keeps me going, that way because I'm gonna paint when the viewers the people that we have here as viewers, man, that interact are pretty intelligent people. They ask questions and vice versa. They might share something that they're going through, and we go with the flow, with the flow of things.
Hi, Juan Avila.
Hi,
Welcome
Juan
in, man.
Juan Avila, how you doing tonight? Oh man,
Welcome to Scooby Doo Tuesday, and it is open mic night.
I know last week I was gripping there, man, like trying to stay awake because my sleep was getting interrupted, so I was losing sleep. So I think that on Saturday I did 1 hour live, and within 30 minutes of the live, I started dozing off because I was so tired.
I mean, it's been a long day, man. Brother Joe been here all day, man. Haven't been able to take my daily naps like usual, so but he'll be situated by Friday, man. Hopefully, God willing, he'll be situated by Friday.
So today, cousin Jesse, we're talking about ghosts, phantoms, apparitions, and hauntings.
Oh,
That's what the
okay.
topic tonight. So change it something different. Ghosts, phantoms, apparitions, and hauntings. I got plenty of stories for you. So let me go find a picture of an apparition, and let me look into my archives, see what I got here of an apparition. Apparition will be something that looks like a human, but I think I might have something, but I need to search for it. What do we got here? Rain, how you doing, Rain?
Welcome in, Rain. Welcome to open mic night.
Rain was one that popped out yesterday. Was sending a lot of questions. Uh, yeah,
Rain
apparition.
knew, Rain knew all the nicknames for what's his face.
Yeah.
Ghost apparitions and what else, cousin?
Ghosts, phantoms, apparitions, and hauntings.
That's the topic on tonight's open mic night, Rain. You have a good
Oh,
story? Let us know.
uh, I know I got a lot of stories of that. I know you had an experience. You want to share your experiences. You've had several. You can go start from when you're a kid. You know, uh, non apparition or ghost will be exactly that. Something that you've seen that looked like a person, but then all of a sudden it just vanishes or it's gone. We got Sister Cynthia here. How you doing?
She says PRT is having an open mic night tonight too, man.
Ours is not open mic tonight. We're just,
Oh, I thought,
but if somebody who wants to share a story, you're more than welcome. I'll put a link here.
no, it's because
Find that.
I forgot today was Monday, man. I thought it was Tuesday.
Tuesdays we have our open mic nights.
Yeah, man, I forgot, man. My bad, people. I misled y'all. But you know the topic: ghosts, apparitions, hauntings.
We got brother Juan Avila down there.
Hope you're feeling better than earlier, Cynthia.
So I'll let you. I mean, when you think about the apparitions, right? And this is joking around. Uh, the cartoon I remember when I was a kid
Casper.
was Casper. Casper the Friendly Ghost. So when you see Casper the Friendly Ghost, you think you're gonna see a ghost with that's dressed in white or like a savana on it, like a white sheet on him with eye. The whole just like Casper was, right? Uh, you're gonna think you're gonna encounter Casper because you're a kid, and that's why you see this Casper. And of course all the monsters that they created through cartoons. The werewolf, Frankenstein, and Dracula. Then you got Sesame Street with Count. Wasn't the Count?
The count.
So
Hello, Jeffy Hall.
kids' minds can be corrupted with social media or TV, television, cartoons, and stuff. So when I seen Casper, I said, okay, I'm a kid and all this stuff, and that's the way a ghost looks like when they make their appearance or the manifestation.
Well, you know, if you're talking about like apparitions, man, and you're talking about Sesame Street, the only one you can really talk about is Snuffleupagus, because only Big Bird could see him. But you know, I've seen some stuff, man. I mean, okay, Cynthia. Good. I hope you everything goes well. Um, I've seen when I was a kid. I seen a doppelganger when I thought it was my little brother that wanted me to follow him to the basement, and then I turned around and he was in the living room. And then I seen the hand, the hairy hand, and when I was in Matamoros, that I was we were supposed to go to bed, but we were raising a ruckus, man, and then there was a knock on the window. So me being an innocent little kid, I opened the curtain and I saw the biggest hand with no arm crawling up the window, and that shocked me so bad, man, that it created like a what would you call it, trauma? It created a trauma that as soon as it got dark, I would start screaming and crying, and I couldn't be consoled. So my dad sent me to live with a blind brujo for a year. Then I have that year that I spent with that brujo. I have no recollection of what happened. I remember him picking me up, and I remember him bringing me back, but I don't remember what happened in between. And then I had those. I seen videos of those succubuses that used to attack me when I lived in the valley, man. And thanks to you, that got taken care of. Hello, Jackie Hall. And then when I went to Mississippi, I had that apparition of that little girl that used to come out of the closet, and then all the doors and would open and close, and there was a sound of a doorbell that we don't know where it was coming from because there was no doorbell button on the house. Then again, another time in Mississippi the year after, there was a black shadow thing that was inside the trailer where I lived, and it locked me in my room. I had to tear the door off the hinges. And then one night while I was sleeping, I heard something say that I was gonna die, and then it was like a loud popping sound in my head, and I jumped out of bed with the knife I kept under the pillow, and I saw that black shadow figure moving toward the front of the trailer house. It was going toward the front bedroom. So I was I was fighting spiritually the whole time I was there, man, because they would attack me every night. I was there for like 4 months, man. So basically, those are all my experiences with phantoms, apparitions, and ghosts. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Let me turn down this notification sound.
Okay, here we go, brothers and sisters. They're kind of like are kind of like the same, all of them. Ghost. Uh, you're able to see that they used to be like human form, where whether it might be look like a little boy, a little girl, uh, or old man, old woman. You know, somebody that used to be here, but they're gone. They're in spirit. So you have ghosts that look like that. Uh, Ghost or apparitions will be something like that, but ghost. Phantoms, they're different. They're like dark shadow figures. Phantoms and or dark shadow figures that appear. They can look like a reaper. They can look like somebody with a cloak, or a shadow being that these shadow beings and some of the apparitions or manifestations they can take, uh, they haunt a location. They could be in certain locations. They could be on land, uh, like in the woods. They could be in old buildings. Sometimes uh, old jails, old sanitariums, hospitals, even in cemeteries. They can appear. Uh, you could have a haunted vehicle, a haunted home, haunted item, a haunted picture frame, something that you might have bought out of a thrift store, uh, that might have an attachment to it because it belonged to somebody, uh, and so on forward. I think my dog needs to go outside because he keeps on barking over here acting crazy on the door. So I'll be right back uh, with y'all.
Aha, he left y'all in my hands. Yes, Cynthia, they are very, very up in your face, especially when they catch you while you're trying to sleep. Like I said, the one that I was fighting with in that trailer house, it locked me in my room, and that latch on my door, you have to like put the latch like this, and then that thing in the middle where it's the lock, you have to move it up like that so it will lock the latch in place. And yeah, when the door closed, it locked. I don't know how the hell it locked like that, but it did. There was only one explanation that black shadow figure was trying to plant a seed of fear, and that just pissed me off. I was yelling for help, and nobody came to help me, so I just ripped the door off the hinges with my fingers. Yeah, I took Willa out around 10:40. I knew that she was gonna want to go out later. Where she is at, I have no idea. She was here a minute ago. You see her back there? Yeah, that's what that one was trying to do when I was living in that trailer house, Cynthia. I think the very last day that I was there, for shits and grins, I unlocked that bedroom and laid on that bed in there, and sure enough, something was picking me up by my feet. Yes, very traviesa, Cynthia. My mom is on her last nerve because she had an ottoman here in the middle, and she had a flower pot right there with plastic flowers. Well, she got up there and chewed up all the plastic flowers. Yeah, but man, Cynthia, if you would have seen that hand that I saw, it was the biggest hand I've ever seen. I was what, 8 or 9 years old, and I see this thing just crawling up the window like that with no arm, and it was hairy. And yeah, it just traumatized me. To this day, I still sleep with my head covered, and I tuck the blanket under my feet. Talk about everlasting trauma.
Yeah,
Welcome back, cousin.
yeah. I just got the shirt on here. I don't know if you can even see it all with all the thing that I put underneath there. See it?
Wow,
It's got like a dragon, and it's got a little warrior down there in the bottom.
cool.
All right, let me fix this.
Wow, that's crazy, Cynthia.
So, like I was saying, there's different. Well, like I share stories. Let me share some of the pictures that I have here that of things what I'm speaking about. Uh, Share that to the screen. Well, we got 9 viewers, or should I wait a little bit? No, might as well share them because a lot of people that do watch the replay. So let me go to some of the pictures that I have.
Well, if he's having an open mic night, Sailor Nemesis might be on there. Gonna be a while.
Was that?
I said if Josh is having an open mic night, then Sailor Nemesis might be on there, and it's gonna take a
Uh,
while.
well, I'm not worried about selling Nemesis or for those that tune in here or here, and I'm just worried, trying to do the show, man.
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
worried
Yes, sir.
about
I
paranormal
understand.
roundtable or no other
And
channels.
what are
Just
those
trying to,
white spots in that picture, man?
yeah. Well, here's a thing of what is this? Is it phantoms? Because some phantoms are black. Is it reapers? Are they the DDN? Are they the Degen? Uh, there was many. This is the original picture, so I put it up there. And I have other pictures where I put filters so you can see them better. But
One, two,
they are
three,
they're not spirit. They're not spirits.
six,
There's
seven.
many of them, and they ambushed me early
Count
in the
nine.
morning when I was exercising. Uh, Let me go to this right here real quick.
I count nine, cousin. There might be more, but I count nine.
So I got ambushed while I was exercising. I got the story to it. For every picture, I have the story. Um, so you know, there's a time frame when I had a blood clot on my left leg, and I had to build up my leg. So I was doing early morning workouts for about 2 hours, and then at nighttime, since it was more fresh at night, I would do workouts from like around 11 at night to like 2 in the morning. You know, oh, do a lot of walking, and that's to stay in shape and to build up my leg. So this morning I was walking, and you know I always do a little prayer before I do the walk and everything. I guess this day I forgot to do the prayer. I just was focused to walk. And when I was walking, uh, I felt a lot of heaviness on me, so much weight that I got dropped to one knee. As I got dropped to the knee, one knee, my head went towards my chest area, and my arms were being held back by an unseen force. I couldn't see because I couldn't lift my head. The only thing I could see was my chest. And when that happened, I said, God help me. When I said God help me, whatever was pinning me down to the ground, holding me, it got lifted off of me. Right. I guess when I got dropped to the knee, I had my cell phone in my hand. So I accidentally took this picture. And those were the things that dropped me to the ground that day. And when I got up, I was very weak, hardly had no energy. I stumbled all the way home. I had to cut through the mobile homes just to make it to the house. I got to my room, and I was out cold all day. I slept from like around, uh, was it like around 6:45, 6:50 in the morning. I did not wake up till like around 6 or 7 in the evening time. You know, when I woke, I looked at my phone for any messages or phone calls, and I had that image. That's the image that was on my camera. Oh, my cell phone. That image right here. And this one I knew that the there's things in this world that are around us that if we have a spiritual opening, they can attack. And most of the spiritual openings that somebody might have is because we put it upon ourselves, right? So when they see the opportunity, the spiritual opening, that means that they have some kind of jurisdiction to be there. They're gonna be. Oh yeah, that's what they are. There's some that are coming from the sky. Uh, there's some on the ground already. The ones that were on top of me, the ones that were to my sides, and the ones that were behind me. That's just what was in front of me. But they were all around me. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not just the picture. It's not just the ones that were in front. It's the ones that were to my sides, on top of me, and behind me. So I was literally ambushed. So I got this picture here to show the evidence that these things are around. So if I was being spiritually attacked that way, is either dark phantoms or because of the area, Central Texas, a lot of native Indo burial ground. It could have been shapeshifter skinwalkers or what people call the Anunnaki. We know them as DDN, disembodied demonic Nephilim. The what was left of them, which there will be demons of the Nephilim, which is the DDN. You know, I'm just showing you some. I'm going to show you some pictures. Except for every story, I have pictures. And what I did, I told my neighbor, the preacher, if you could take me to the hospital uh, later on the following day, because I wanted to make sure that I didn't have a heart attack or stroke or something in the nature, right? He took me, that did all kinds of tests. I had nothing. So literally, it's something that did happen. I got attacked spiritually, but I'm still here. Thank God.
Man, it's thundering outside. I was just looking at the weather. There's no rain supposed to happen tonight. Hello,
Uh,
Maria Pia. How you doing?
Sister Rain, you have to be careful sometimes because we know demons can manifest to look like like Ghost. But what do you know about people that cross over, cousin Jesse? Uh,
I know.
there's
I know.
there's no way that they can be here anymore because they've crossed over, right?
Once they cross over, the soul is gone. If you're seeing a dead relative, it's usually a malevolent being taking the form of your loved one to get close to you so it can bond you.
Yes. So if you're seeing something, it might not be what you think it is,
May not be mom and dad.
or a spirit, whether it's in a hospital, uh, old jail system, old home, somebody's property. It might not be those individuals. It might be something else that's manifesting. I mean, there are some that are fragmented souls where they die in accidents and stuff like that. If their soul is fragmented, that they might still be around. I've heard stories of certain locations where uh, the in Gettysburg, where they said that they see the soldiers still in the uniforms from back in the day. Just does it hear the cannons going off and stuff like that. Which there was a lot of bloodshed. Something tragic happened. So yeah, you're gonna have some kind of negative residue that's left over from all that. Things like that.
You got a lightning storm going outside, cousin.
Okay, I just wanted to share that picture right there so uh, people can check it out. Yeah, it was not a good feeling. If anybody got any questions of the story I just told you, this happened uh, in Elms Grove, like around 2006, somewhere around there, in the outskirts of Elms Grove Estates. That's where that happened, where I got ambushed, and that's a picture that I have. The accidental picture that I took accidentally when I fell to my knee because I was it felt like a lot of weight was on me, you know. So my knees buckled from all the weight that was on me. Is there any questions? I'll let you ask any questions. You can see the link fence here to the left. There's a street. There's a curb right here on the side. Let me see. I'm looking at the wrong thing. The curb is right here. The other curb is right here. All this center is a street. Here's a link fence. Right beside this location is a tower for Embark. So that tower was pretty big, and it's possible that if something manifested or generated energy or was draining energy from somewhere, it had to be from that tower because the tower is like maybe 100 feet away from me, or possibly less, like 100 feet away from me. When you think about towers or anything with a electrical, it has the ability to. If there's something around that it could drain the energy to be able to manifest or show itself. Okay. Well, here's another form of. Oh, I got the
Wow.
wrong picture, but I'll just share it like that.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
Don't pay mind to anything here. It's this the same thing. I was looking for the other one where it's two of them standing, but it's basically the same thing, and we're actually the same picture, but it got divided in half. But I wanted you to pay attention to the this the manifestation that is standing right here. This is in a dark shadow being that manifested in Elm Grove at the park. It looks crazy, primo.
It was real crazy, man.
On this day, I was walking by the park and I heard somebody whispering beside me. So when I heard someone whispering beside me, I took this, you know, I just took a picture where the whispering was, and I was able to capture the image. What do you think? Does it look like a? Does it look like a cousin?
He was like a tall man. That's what I can make out.
It's right here.
Yeah, I see it. Wow, that thing is huge, man.
Yeah, I just didn't get the other picture, and maybe I'll look for it in a moment. The other picture that I wanted to share, but well, whatever it was, if you're talking about what happened to me on the path, it drained my energy. Just put it that way. I had no strength. It took all my energy off out of me. So my energy was drained, and it was a lot of them. When you talk about succubus, if there was a lot of them, they drained the hell out of me, and I was awake. You know, but if there were phantoms or unclean spirits, they drained my energy. That I barely made it home. Yes, shadow beings, they exist. I used to see them on Fort Hood all the time when we were out there training. When I was in the Cav, 212, 212 212 Cav. Before 212 Cav, we were called 132 Armor, and I used to witness the shadow beings, even in by the billets. Because all that used to be native land. But yeah, they exist, and they're very tall. I'm talking about some of the shadow beings. They're like 9 foot, 10 foot tall. Right. Let me see. I can find another picture for y'all. Let me know what y'all see there. I'll leave it on there for a little bit. Cousin Jesse normally can see it pretty good.
I see a black one standing in the middle of the page, man. I see two arms, a body, and a head. Right there. Yep,
Yes,
right
sir.
there. And then there's maybe one over here. Maybe one
I
behind
believe
the tree.
I believe that right there is actually a shapeshifter skinwalker. Yeah, because
This-
I got some close ups of it, but it's looking right at me.
Yeah,
It could be an alien also because it's watching, right?
yeah,
Or
it's
do
got
they do
green
fall,
eyes.
they do fall in the rankings of that because they were taught the witchcraft and orchomancy by the demons that looked like Bigfoot or manifested to be look like a Bigfoot.
Just right there where that tree is, behind the tree, there's one hiding behind the tree, man. No, more to my left. That tree to my left, you go all the way down. There's a black shadow figure right under that tree. Come back down. Come down. You went to right there, right there. Yeah, there's one right there hiding, man.
Okay, let's do a close up of it. Boom.
Wow, look at those eyes, man. Dear Lord, please close this screen. Make this portal not be susceptible. to any kind of negative influences. Amen.
Amen. Yeah, that one right there would always run around in circles. You know, you could tell it looks native, uh, and it runs circles around you during the day. Like you could hear somebody little the footsteps running around you.
Cynthia says there's one in the lower left corner too.
But this thing you can't miss is right there.
Yeah, I know. I saw it automatically, man. I just had to make sure it was what I was seeing.
Here's a
And then I
closer look
said,
at
look at
it.
that face, dude.
Look at what he's wearing on top of his head, primo. It looks like an animal,
Yeah.
a coyote, like a coyote head.
Dude, I see the face of a human there, man. And it
Yeah,
looks
well,
native. It's a green face. It's when you go straight up, go straight up.
you know, uh, you talking about up here?
Right there. There's a face right there, man.
Well, check
Two
out
eyes,
this.
a nose, and a mouth.
Yeah, check out this right here.
Yeah, I was looking at that too, but
Uh,
that other
That's
one,
that's the hide of the signature skinwalker. It's a looks like a coyote head, man.
could be a coyote head. But that
It's,
face looks native, man. It looks like that face of that
yeah,
Indian that used to be in the commercial that would come out with that one tear.
yeah. So this is a face of the native or shapeshifter skinwalker, and then here is the head of a what seems to
The
be a
pelt.
coyote.
The pelt.
Yeah, the felt. You know how they wear the heads, the hides on their back.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
here it is, evidence of a shapeshifter skinwalker in disembodied form. This one is beginning to look like a bruja, man.
That is the face of a Native American, man.
Yeah, right here.
That one and the other one on top
And
too,
then
man.
over here in this corner, look like something looking too, but it looks freaked out.
Yeah, you can see an eye at the, right there by the tree.
In the
An
mouth,
eye. In it. Yeah.
it looks freaked out. Looks like a. It just looks freaked out all by itself, you know. And we tie bound and rebuke and close. If there's a portal there, we tie bound and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name. You're not allowed to transfer or come through there affect anybody here that's watching this photos at this time. Just pray in Jesus
Amen.
Christ. Because the more I'm looking at it, the more things are appearing, dude.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
over here, you see another face. They're just appearing now. So let me get move it to the next one.
how you doing,
Yeah,
Scott Baker?
I had him work on the picture, man. It was the picture was showing a lot of other
Yeah.
things.
Yep. Yep. Have to close that portal. Look, it's a
Of course,
brouhaha.
there right there is a ghost of a bruja, but it could possibly be a shaped skinwalker also, because she
It
does
could
have
pop.
a kind of animal with her right there.
I'm not gonna say it, cousin. I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say it, man. I'm gonna bite my tongue.
What's that, primo?
I was gonna say it could possibly be Dana Ortega. Bad Jesse, bad Jesse. She's wearing a biker's uniform. Room, room on the broom, room on the broom.
Yeah, sometimes when you capture a picture and there's activity, he's going to continue to show you something every single time you look at it. My cousin Ches, she said it's like a portal. So it's gonna show you something differently. Something might try to manifest or come through there. So that's why I had to take the picture off.
Hey, you heard me pray for the Lord to seal my screen and not give them access to my portal, man. Yeah, it's excelente.
Okay. Now that I took a little break from, uh, this is something that appeared that I heard a growl at night, and it just appeared. Possible, a possible Wendigo. I don't know what it is.
Wow, look at that.
All I heard it was a growl at me. If you, it's there's two things here. You know, if you look at it one way, it looks like something with horns, right? And there's the sockets. It looks like a skull of some sort, right? But then if you look at it this ways, this is a nose, this is a chin, that's the eye, and this is a ear, and this is a head looking at me.
Looks like a fire breathing dragon to me.
So you could see it either way. It looks like two things in one, which leads to me that it possibly could be, like I said, either a Wendigo or something demonic in nature, supernatural, because it's gonna is the picture itself is gonna show you more than one thing. Like if you were to block out this,
Ooh, damn.
if you look at it this ways, this would be a head. This is like the a freaked out forehead actually. There will be an eye socket, a nose, chin, the mouth, and this here will be like a ear. But then this other way is different. Those will be like where the teeth are, the nostril, then one eye here, horn and horn. And now that I look at it, I don't, it will make more sense this other way, the socket here and a socket here, eye socket. But you can tell there's no eyes in it. What do you think, cousin Jesse? Are you there? Are you there, cousin Jesse? I think we lost cousin Jesse. He froze. Can y'all hear me? I think we lost cousin Jesse. He's frozen. We lost cousin Jesse. I tell you, man, that's why I had to get rid of the picture. It could have been that picture that he was feeling something that it could have affected his connection. You know, when people say, "Can they mess with things electrical?" Yes, a screen of a computer, laptop, TV, cell phone. That could be used as a portal for them to transfer, and it could have affected his equipment. But he was also saying that there was a bad thunderstorm in his area, so maybe he lost connection and interrupted his life. But the show must go on. We're going to continue to go on forward with this show. There he is again. We got the Phantom, the Casper, the friendly ghost coming in. What's up,
Sorry, man.
Casper?
My internet went down.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him because of the storm that your internet probably went down.
It went down. Than a $2 Dana.
Can you hear your
Can you
primo?
hear your primo? Yeah,
Uh, there you go.
yeah, yeah. My internet went down. I'm back on now. Bye. Okay, bye.
Yeah, your unique name is Casper Primo because you disappeared on us. You
Don't give
vanished.
me that name. Don't give me that name. That's Gilbert's nickname.
But for today, you're Casper. Since we're talking about ghosts, you disappeared on us. I was like, cousin. I was talking and showing the picture, and what do you think, cousin? And you're not saying nothing. I go in there, and you just like,
I was looking at the. I didn't have a signal for my internet, man. And then I
so
looked
what do you
up and
what?
I was by myself.
So what do you think about that?
I don't know, man. To me, it looked like a dragon, man. A fire-breathing dragon is what it looked like to me. But hey, Wendigos do take all kinds of shit.
Yeah, this was because I don't know if you heard me when I was saying if you look at it one way, it looks like a person with his head tilted looking at me. And then you look at the other way, you can see the two of the eye sockets, but there's no eyes in them, which is just like a skull, a skull of a Wendigo or a Wendigo.
It looked like a Wendigo también, dude. If you look at it right, because I see the two eyes, the mouth,
Yeah,
the horn, like a skull.
yeah. So let's go on to the next picture. Any questions? I done shared, and it happened at nighttime, brother and sisters. When I had this encounter, it happened in the middle of the park in Elms Grove Estates in Killeen, Texas, near the swing sets. I heard something growl at me. I couldn't see. It was pitch dark, except the light. There was a light pole and a snap of picture where the growl came from. You know, I mean, the growl could have been coming from anywhere, but I was able to capture the picture. So let's go on to the next picture that I have here. Uh, here's a different variety of it, different look at it. You tell me which one stands out the most from these
That one
three.
right there, because you can actually see the brightness of the skull. Damn, it's coming down bad outside,
Yeah.
man.
So that one stands out the most.
Yeah, you can actually see the skull.
Well, we can tell just by the look of it that it's not the skull of a human.
No, no, because it's got horns.
Is what I'm saying. It's not the skull of a human.
Uh, it's bad, cousin. It's real bad.
The weather. I mean,
Yeah, something just fell down outside because the wind is strong.
if you need to take a break, Primo, let me know, and continue the show from here. You know.
No, no, I'm gonna hang in. I'm gonna hang in here, man. I got 63% on this phone.
All right.
I don't have to worry. It's going through the phone.
All right. We're gonna continue on to the next picture. But you said this white one stands out, so maybe I'll use that one more often.
Yeah, you can see it.
I
That's worthy of a short reel.
You think so? Yeah. All right.
Yes, sir.
Just that picture by itself, or should I put different filters?
Well, you could try the different filters, but If you really look at it, there's no way you can't see what it is.
That picture stands out. I can do a quick short reel for about 20 seconds
Yeah.
with the same photo.
Yeah. Oh hell, the lights
Yeah,
keep looking like they're gonna go out,
yeah, I
man.
seen that. All right.
I was not. It's that's the lights. It's not me trying to do the Casper thing again.
Oh
If I only had a friend.
man, I had to. It came out real small, man. So I had to take it out. There you go. How long we been live for? 56 minutes.
55 minutes is what I got.
So, Sister Cynthia, I'll place the link here if you want to jump on, say a couple of stories. And I know it's not open mic night, but I think she said she will. She will. Since we're talking about apparition and ghost, if you're here, Sister Cynthia, here it is. There's the link.
We got peace as hell outside, cousin. But it started raining, man. The fire department and the ambulance are already out there with the sirens on. Starts to rain and people want to be Klingons. It's a good day to die. You're right,
There's a
Blue?
lot of traffic over there in Fort Worth.
Yeah, yeah. Even at midnight. Hello, Cynthia.
Sister
How you
Cynthia.
doing?
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Yes,
can be
we can hear
fine.
you.
Hello.
Howdy, hey.
Yes. I'd share a few stories tonight. Um, I've seen a demon before in my house when I was little, but it wouldn't let me see the whole body. Um, I was looking outside of my doorway when I was about 4 or 5 at night, and I saw something in my hallway. So when I was looking at it, I just caught the s- the face. It's kind of hard to explain, but the face turned and looked at me, and I just saw the face and part of the back, and it was dark, but the face
Uh
was very
oh.
prominent. And when it looked at me, it had the face of a man, but I saw it morph and it turned into like this really evil looking face and it grinned at me and then it just went out of my sight and I got scared so bad that I screamed for my dad and my dad woke up and he used to sleep with the gun under his pillow at night because it was very rural at the time, the area, and it was like a reservation. Um, so he literally went outside and he said, because I told him, Dad, there's a man in the hallway. And that's when he had run into the room. So he he said, "No, I'll go check." So he literally went outside in his boxers late at night with the gun. And he said, when he came back in, he said there was nobody out there. He went outside and he looked all around the yard, and he had a flashlight and his gun. And I was crying at the time. And I ran to him and he hugged me. And he said that, there's no man. There's no man. I looked, baby. There's no man. There's nothing inside. There's nothing outside. And he calmed me down. So after that, I started sleeping with my mom and my dad. So, because my dad would leave really early in the morning to go to work. So I would go and sleep with my mom after that. And I did that till I was like 9, because I used to see the shadow figures inside the house all the time. They would always wake me up when I was sleeping because I just felt like something was staring at me. And I'd sit up, and when my bed was positioned, I could look outside of our room into our dining room, and they would sit there kind of like the way
Jackie Hall says, Brother A, many times in different people's chats, we've talked about an attachment that I can get rid of. It's a poltergeist that follows me and breaks at things. It's been going on for years. And she said last night.
am I connected?
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of like you stopped talking.
Oh, because it said oops.
Yeah, you're connected. I just heard you.
Yeah, it said oops, connection lost and reconnecting. Sorry about that. I don't know where
Yeah, you're good.
I don't know where it stopped, so sorry. Yeah, but these things,
That's
they've followed me around even. Um, I used to stay with a friend, and one night I woke up because, like I said, I could always feel something staring at me. So when I woke up, it was by her front door, and it was a small one-bedroom apartment. So you're seeing it because it's so small. But I've been used to seeing these things since I was little, so they don't scare me anymore. They just surprise you. They want to make you scared, but it doesn't scare me. I just more curious than anything. And I woke up and I looked through her door, and it was kneeling again by her front door. And I was like, "Am I seeing this right now? Really?" So I looked again, and I turned around, and because we slept in one bed with her little girl, and I turned over and I woke her up with my left hand. I didn't want to wake the baby up, so I just shook her, and she woke up and she goes, "What's going on?" I said, "Oh my God, the shadow thing is by your door and it's kneeling." I said, "Look." And she looked and she's like, "Oh my God, what the hell?" And I was like, "Yeah, don't be afraid. I just wanted you to see that it follows me around, because at my house, it was really freaky, just the whole area, because it's really, really old. And where I used to live in my neighborhood, it's called uh, the Dark Shadows. And that was the only area that didn't have a gang. And probably because nobody wanted to go out late at night walking because they always said, "Do you see things?" And I was like, "Okay, so it's not just me. But they said, we call that where you live, it's dark shadows, because everybody that walks through that street will see dark shadows." And I'm like, "What?" that was wild to me, that area. And you know
But
what's crazy
that
is
area is like, is there a lot of limestone? You say you
I
live in, where's this? Where was this location at? What
it
state
was
was this?
it's the little town is called Guadalupe, in Arizona.
In
It's
Arizona?
by Yeah, it's by the major city Tempe, and it used to be Tempe. Um, but that
Yeah.
was a very, very remote location. Like we used to have to travel far out to go into another city to go, major grocery shopping because they just had little uh, tiny stores. But that whole thing has a native burial ground. It was right over the freeway. They didn't have a freeway before. And when they were going to build the resort there, it's called the Arizona Grand Resort. And the natives there actually did a um, protest against it because it was their native burial ground where they wanted to build on. And they stood out there. The news was there. I found a clip on YouTube about it. It shows everybody was there protesting it because that was sacred ground to them. And of course, they didn't care. So that area has a lot of craziness happening. Like you'll see big, huge owls. Um, like I said, that there's a lot of witchcraft in that little town too. And everybody knows which house there's a witch at. Like I said before in your Lechusa show, there was one that lived right across the street from me. And the kids were used to seeing this craziness. Like my friend, I've known him since we were babies, and he used to come over when he was like 10, and he would say, "Oh, my grandma makes the broom jump around the kitchen." And I was like, "What?"
Hmm.
He's like, "Yeah, she does all kinds of things." I said, "Okay." I mean, I don't know who would think that that's okay to be showing their grandkids. Apparently, she wasn't shy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, my friend's grandma taught him how to do that too.
that's it's wild. That's the lady that ended up getting shot in the leg by my dad's 30-06 rifle. Yeah, because she was flying around in Bruja form, witch form. Yeah, she got shot in the leg,
He shot me in my.
and she screamed. It was like a scream, a woman's scream. And my dad, we weren't supposed to be out there, and my dad got mad at me. He's like, "I said go inside," because I seen him run out with the rifle. And I was like, "What's he gonna shoot?" I couldn't see it, but I could hear it flying around. And it was in my aunt's yard.
He shot me.
And my aunt used to live next door. And he shot it with the scope. And then,
In.
yeah, we knew this was, I think my dad knew about it, but he didn't want to say anything to us. But he didn't like witchcraft. And it probably has something to do with his mother going to see the witches. She was a witch. She had her familiars, and her familiars were little. My mom said they were little furry black, like little balls of fur, and she put them on her pillow. My mom caught her, and she told her she didn't ever want her to come back and spend the night. And like she was really upset that she brought that into her home. So after that, they really didn't, talk. My grandma never came over again. I think my dad got upset too.
Showing that he.
And her leg, yeah, she ended up getting her leg chopped off, and then later she died. So
Wow.
I guess that's what you get for trying to scare people. My dad was one that you didn't mess around with.
Here for
So,
not
so when you're
doing a
little, oh, sorry, go ahead, Jesse.
nothing. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask Abe.
No, no, go ahead. It wasn't important.
So when, like, I say now that I'm older that I'm gifted because I can see these things. So you usually start out when you're little, right, Abe? If you can
Oh,
see things,
it's always been with me all my life since I was
yeah,
small and all the way up to now. I think what happened is with me is all the things that I've seen, I learned not to fear them because
right,
when it's like when they come at you so many times that you get used to it, so
right.
you learn not to fear them. So when they take a manifestation with me or they say something, they growl or whatever the case might be, I just don't fear them and ignore them. Like, oops, I've seen better before. I've seen. So it's like I don't give them the power of belief, power of fear, but I'm able to see them. They manifest. They
Right,
show themselves to me, but I tie bind and rebuke them in Jesus Christ's name. They come at me in numbers at times. Well, all the time, but I'm used to it. It's like that's what when it's supposed to give them power of belief,
right,
and you take the fear out of the equation. You maintain your heavenly love foundation, place Jesus Christ first, and have forgiveness in the heart. Then you've closed all the openings that they might use to come up against you. Nothing, not falling into temptations and sin. There's another one, being on the right path, not trying to corrupt your body. What I mean by that is not that you mean to, but there's beer, there's drugs that can corrupt your body, which that could be used as a spiritual opening. There's a lot of things at stake when it comes out to fighting spiritually with these things that are in spirit form. So you put the spirit to the test. You tie bind rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. Yeah, but that's what happened with me. I got so tired of seeing them that I wasn't fearing them no more. That I was literally facing them when I was. By the time that I made the spiritual stance against the lechuzas and brujas, I was, I believe, 10 or 11 years old when I made it.
wow.
I wasn't afraid. And I wasn't budging either. I was looking right at them where they were on the trees and everything. And I was telling them, y'all need to leave. They won't listen. And I hit that a big owl with a, or lechusa with the rocks that
The
I
rocks.
seen an old lady all bandaged up the following day while I was at the grocery store
Oh no,
with
we
my
lost
aunt.
Jesse.
Yeah, we lost Jesse.
That's
Uh,
wild.
and the old lady was looking at me real ugly, and I'm like, man, how come she got all those bandages on her and welts and like black and purple bruises on her
Black and
arms,
blue.
on her on her arms, all over her arms, and her eye, a black eye, and she was like all jacked up. And I said, they don't take a genius to figure it out. It's like, oh, she's the one
Right.
because where those all those marks were, it's where I was hitting her with the rocks when she was in the manifestation of the lechusa, which is a like a big owl
Yes.
or what they call a harpy. Yeah.
That's funny. So, like I've heard it said that they normally you can't harm them, but do you think that
Oh yeah.
because you're spiritual that you can do damage towards them?
But yeah, spiritually, we can fight through Jesus Christ. They flee when you
Right,
call upon Jesus Christ. It becomes a battle of the spirit to spirit because you're not fighting physically, you're fighting spiritually. Because when they're coming at you, they're coming spiritually. They're coming in
right,
spirit. They're coming to try to attach themselves to you. They're trying to possess you. They're coming at you because they're trying to take over your vessel, your body, your foundation, or should I say
right.
your vessel. You know, those are the Nephilim. They're DDNs, demons.
Yeah,
So they go roaming Earth, trying to find what host or vessel they can possess, so they can take over. So that's why it's very important to protect your vessel, and you have to be on the right path, just in case you get involved in spiritual warfare. Uh, you have Jesus Christ with you, and he'll protect you and allow you to fight spiritually against them. You test the spirit, put the spirit to the test.
right.
Tie, bind, and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. No fear, no belief. With a heavenly love foundation, let that heavenly love foundation radiate out of you through Jesus Christ, and you will overcome that unseen enemy. But yeah,
Right.
eventually you get no fear after seeing so many things that
You're right.
you want to do good. You want to help out people that are being spiritually afflicted, spiritually attacked.
To make you a shirt, cousin, that says "Crippling Witches since 1975."
With the little boy throwing rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I was a pitcher for
Oh
Little
my
League.
goodness.
I had a what do you call it when nobody strikes?
When nobody hits
When nobody hits, a no hitter.
a no hitter.
So I
Wow.
was a real good pitcher. So my aim was uh, precise.
On point.
Yeah, that would make a cool ass shirt, man. Been crippling witches since 1975.
I still remember how she looked and everything. How the lady was looking at me,
That's
like
wild.
she was so banged up that the only thing she had to say to me, the way she was looking at me, is say "no mas, no mas."
She pulled a Duran.
No more, no more.
Yeah, I'll be
For
right back.
those mm,
Cause
for
Let me
those non-Spanish speaking people.
you mean no
no
more,
more,
no
no more.
more.
No more.
Please don't hit me no more.
Right. I think that's probably why, um, like Brother Abe just mentioned, after a while, they don't, whatever you see doesn't phase you anymore. Like it'll
No,
shock you, but you're not terrified like they want you to be.
no. That's what happened when I saw that werewolf. It shocked me, but I wasn't afraid of it. I actually wanted to fight it hand to hand.
Right. It
I'm,
makes you mad.
I'm just crazy that way. I just
I
want to
get
fight
mad.
stuff. I'm not like the crocodile hunter. That like I'm gonna poke it with a stick. No, I want to cut it with my razor blade. I wanted to
I,
get
it,
food.
it makes me mad. After the initial shock of seeing whatever I see, it makes me pissed off. And then I start yelling at it and telling it to get out of my house or get out, leave me alone because I'm not afraid of it, you know?
Well,
Leave. Now I know because
well,
my mom used to always tell me and my dad that you don't fear anything but God.
hmm
And
hmm
I'm glad that they taught me that since I was little because, my mom and my dad did believe me about me seeing those things,
well,
but
what I do
they
when I feel them in my room, I look over my shoulder and float them an air biscuit.
oh no.
I'm fighting spiritually. They're fighting spiritually, and I'm doing a gas attack.
For
That,
those on in the chat, um I can't see the chat itself. I think it's because like I said earlier, it doesn't level. It's not allowing me to open it up with Chrome.
Well, the last comment that was put on here was from Juan Avila that says un cuetazo because your dad shot that lady's leg off.
Oh yeah. What? Well, my friend came and told me that his grandma's leg was hurt and they had to cut it off after a while. I don't, that my dad was an avid hunter, and that scope he made me learn how to shoot with that when I was like 7 or 8, maybe 9. I'm not too sure because I have a lot of like time memories that I can't remember. There's a lot of time, chunks of time in my life that are missing.
Yeah, I know how you feel. I have a year missing somewhere.
A year.
Yep.
Oh yeah, with the brujo.
Yep.
Wait, was
Yeah.
he a brujo or a curandero?
No, he was a blind brujo.
Oh wow. So maybe that trauma that you went through um, made you block that out.
I was thinking of maybe going under hypnosis to see if I can remember what happened, but
Yeah,
it's
no.
it's buried for a reason. It's probably traumatic.
Yeah, that literally, I mean, I had something happen to me and I blacked out. So I I can totally see that happening. Like that would right there would freak me out.
But
But
I just remember him coming to get me. He had somebody that was guiding him, and then I remember coming back, but I just don't remember what happened to me that whole year I was gone.
see that's a trauma response, or maybe he did something for you to forget it,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I still remember it. I just don't get scared about it anymore.
right? Because of the trauma. Maybe he did something to lessen the trauma, but that's kind of odd that that whole year is missing.
Yeah, and it's really odder that really really odd that I have to sleep with my head and feet covered. I gotta tuck the cover underneath my legs and cover my head.
You fear the gugui,
Yeah. They hang around the Cucuy, el Chamuco, and La Llorona. They're a triple threat.
right? My mom heard the Llorona there where we used to live, because right across from us, like about 2 acres in front of us, there was a canal.
Yep, yep,
And she said when they first um, moved there, that she heard a lady screaming and crying by the canal. And she said something. She didn't have a phone yet because they had just moved in, and it was such a rural area that my dad ended up paying for a light post to be put up in front of our house because it was sheer dark outside, like you couldn't see anything at night, but it had a beautiful view of the sky at night. So,
yeah. That's
but that
that's messed up when you can't even call out for help.
no, she didn't have a phone yet. They didn't have, the connection in that area at the time. So then when it was available, of course they got a phone. But that it's just crazy that that whole little area that I lived in is called the Dark Shadows. And I would never see people walking at night. And I used to wonder, why doesn't anybody walk down our street at night? You know?
Nobody.
Huh. They were too scared.
There's still people still here in the chat. The chat hasn't moved in about 5 minutes. Can you say what's up or give me a thumbs up? 'Cause the chat is not moving.
Oh,
No, girl, it's like when we lived out there in Curias. I remember it was raining real bad, and I was playing in the rain. I decided to do a baseball slide, and it's like something grabbed a hold of me and dragged me the length of a football field and dumped me in the pond in the middle of the complex, and I didn't know how to swim.
Oh, wow.
Then the pond was overfilled, so there was no way I could get out. Finally, I learned how to doggy paddle, and I managed to like claw into the clay, and that's how I dragged myself out of that situation. But I almost drowned.
Wow. Yeah, there used to be a place, uh, well, like I said, down the canal, there was an area, and I really don't know, like, they used to call it Danger. Do you want to go to Dangers? And because it was something to do with the waterway, but it was at one point there was like two, in between two, like, blocked off sections. It was a deep hole there, and they had put Danger because you could get sucked into one of the either pipes,
Oh wow!
and the kids would go there and swim. And I don't like I was never allowed, to go over there, of course, but everybody from down in town, the kids would go there because, there was no swimming pool back then anywhere. And it was a little town in the middle of nowhere, like a reservation. But
Mm-hmm.
they're Yaqui Mexican natives, you know, and they have uh, one of them, the most beautiful churches around. It's a Catholic church, but
I know how
like
that
I
is.
said,
Because, we used to go play in this thing called the main, and it was a big compuerta for the irrigation canals, and
wow,
people would open up the compuerta, the door that holds all the water back. People
um,
would open it up and then just jump into the canals head first.
and maybe that's what it was too, because I don't ever, I remember walking through there, but I don't remember ever seeing it, which is weird because my mom would take me walking with her, uh, really far, and we'd go through the canal. And the canal now is right where I'm staying at. Like
Oh
I said
wow!
the other night when I heard the coyotes howling and when everything started going wacky, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
The other night on the show.
Hi
But
Abe, what's going on, man? I see you said hello. What's going on, man? Did you not getting back on? Are you having technical difficulties because the chat hasn't moved, even though I asked somebody to say hi or something, and the chat has not moved. Is it just Cynthia and I out here talking?
uh,
Oh, he did that so that it would move. Okay, I get it now. Duh.
oh, Jesse.
Telling you, girl. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed.
I don't think he meant to get off.
No, no, he said he'd be back.
Oh,
He's doing something.
oh, okay.
We
Yeah, well, I
we
have a lot of crazy stories.
well, I got a
Um,
lot of crazy ears to listen to you.
yeah, I think you heard most of them.
Yeah, I know, but I don't mind hearing them again.
Yeah, like I said, I've seen things since I was little, and it's weird because, like I said, I've read and I've seen a lot of, I've done a lot of research on things, and they say that entities or any kind of spiritual beings, they radiate from the corners, like up in your ceiling area.
Mm-hmm.
And I have seen, something come through the corner. And at my sister's house, they saw something when they walked in coming from shopping late at night. Hi, Annette. I see the chat.
Long time, Annette. That's been a while,
Mhm.
Annette. Welcome in.
And my sister and her two kids walked inside the house and it was dark. And when they walked into the second living room area, past the kitchen, they saw a demon in the corner. It was like kind of facing down, she said. So it was on the wall, like if it was gonna crawl.
Oh wow.
And she said that my nephew freaked out and my niece freaked out and they ran back outside. And she said she went and she turned the lights on in that area and it was gone. And she said that they called the police because it literally looked like someone was playing a joke, you know? So she said that the police went and looked around the house. They looked outside, but there was nothing there. She said, I really don't want to freak out the kids worse than they were freaked out. So she ended up just calling the cops because they were like, no, no, we saw something. We saw something in that corner. But that there was something creepy. She said it was a demon. It was freaky.
That's crazy. My sister, she lived over here in River Oaks. It's a little town next about 5 minutes from here, and she lived in this house. And she said because she can see also, she said that there was a black creature in her granddaughter's room
Uh,
that had wings, and it would never come out of that room because the girls both slept there.
Oh, they're little.
They're not little no more. One of them married, and one that's gonna turn like almost 17 or 18 years old. But this happened a
Oh,
while back, and he told me to see what I could see, and there was that black one with wings inside the bedroom.
yeah.
If you walked outside and stared up at the roof of the house, right there where that breather is, where the roof comes together in an arch.
Oh,
There,
yes.
there was one there in there, and then she had like a little barn in the back, and there was two there that were in the barn. So yeah, she moved from there, man, because she was surrounded completely. She had two in the house and two outside.
Ew.
She would ask me what do I think. I would tell her you need to call Abe and put him on a video chat and take him through your house and your yard, and he'll tell you. I mean, if I can see him, I know Abe's gonna be able to see him.
Right. Abe's
Welcome back,
back.
cousin. Welcome back, cousin.
Was it?
I said, welcome back.
Welcome
Yeah, I've,
back.
I've been listening. I've been sitting here, just been taking a little break.
Yeah, no, man. I was just telling her that my sister had when she lived over here, 5 minutes from here, that the house she lived in, there was a black demon like thing that was inside the her granddaughter's room. It was black and had wings, and it never came out of there. It was always in there. And outside the house, where the house comes to an arch, the porch where they have that breather. There was one in there that also had wings. And then in the back of the house, there was like a little barn back there. There was two there. And then her son was staying in a trailer that they had back there, and there was one in there. So she was
Mm.
surrounded, man. She had to move, but then she lived close to a lake.
Water.
Yeah,
The limestone,
the limestone. She lived close to Burgers Lake.
the
Mm.
limestone has it stores energy from the sun and from the moon, and that's how there's a lot of manifestations, apparitions, ghost like, a lot of supernatural activity
And
near lakes, creek beds, even towns that are built on limestone, like Arizona. There's a lot of
Right.
limestone over there, just like there's a lot of limestone in Texas.
what was really weird, Primo, is that in that neighborhood where she lived, there was always vultures everywhere, man.
We had a lot of bats and owls. So that is trippy because where I used to live before I had moved to my new house, um, that was behind our house, my my childhood home. So that was the area that, like, if you went north of my home, that was the area that they built that resort over the Indian burial ground. So that whole town, all that area there was a lot of creepy things. Um, one night I was my nephew and his two friends were over. They would come over and just hang out and just, chill, somewhere to go and hang out. And one night I was in my room and I was coming out, and my nephew was in the kitchen, and I used to have two great big windows looking outside towards my backyard. And my nephew, oops,
Oh, we lost Cynthia.
threw me out.
Yeah, I
Oh,
kept on
you're
hearing
there?
something.
You're there? Okay.
Yeah, I can't hear her.
Are you there, Cynthia?
No, she's not.
Uh-oh.
Scotty beamed her up. Beam me up, Scotty.
Damn it, boy.
I was going to share a picture in a moment. I was just trying to work on it. Uh, so we got 15 viewers here. I can share some stories of phantoms and stuff like that. Uh, when I moved into this area where I live right now, my first day here, right, this would happen. I was I spent the night. It was early in the morning. I was laying in my bed, and I heard a voice of a old lady say, "Get out of here," in my ear, real loud. So I said, "All right." I cleaned the home, put some holy water, prayed all throughout every room, and I prayed for the spirit to leave, not to be here anymore. Unclean spirit or whatever. I was
Um,
stepping. I was outside my home. You know, after I did the cleansing here at the house, then my neighbor over there is looking kind of weird, and I asked her if everything's okay, and she tells me that there's something that's happening here in the home. I said, "Well, what's happening here at your house?" I said, "Well, every time I'm in the living room, I always see a man standing in front of my door. We could see him standing there, just standing by the window." I said, "We go open the door to look, and he's not there no more. But he's always standing by the doorway when we're eating in the kitchen or we're in the living room. We see him just right there by the door standing." So, well, how does it look? He said that the man looked all black, which would be a DDN, a shapeshifter, or a shadow figure, right? So, and I told her, "Well, I can help you get rid of them." I said, "But you gotta let me in your home so I can do the cleansing and get the unclean spirit out of here." So I start going through every room, placing heavenly spiritual crosses on the windows and the doorways, every passageway inside that house, and I'm sensing every room to see where is it the opening is, where it might be hiding and stuff like that. As I'm searching every room, I seen it run, or should I say not run because it can't run, but it flew and went into a room. There was a doorway by the wall. It went in there, and I asked her, "What's in there?" And she said, "That's my the door to go into my garage." So that's where it went to. It's in there right now. And I kept on praying. And when I got into the garage, I seen a mirror. She had a mirror in the garage, and I believe that that's where it was coming from, was from inside that mirror. So I placed some heavenly spiritual crosses on the mirror itself and covered it up, tied like a rope on it, and tell them not to uncover it or if something to get rid of the mirror because I believe that's where it went to. After that, I came home after I did the cleansing. She said that she wasn't seeing it anymore. So then the shadow figure or shadow man, whatever, right? Men in Black. Uh, I was doing a video live and I seen it in my backyard, and it walked from one, it walked through my yard, and I could see it walking. But you could see that it's in disembodied form, in shadow form. And I rebuked it in Jesus Christ's name and told it to leave, that it wasn't welcome here. But basically, all the activity that she was having stopped. Activity, the Hat Man or whatever shadow figure tried to cause activity in my home, and I typed on rebuke it in Jesus Christ name, and sent it away. I think I've got a video where he manifested and showed himself one time in my room. Let me share that video for y'all. You're welcome, Sister Narrow's Angel. I do have a show reel of it, by the way,
Nice
because
chatting with you, Peter.
I was able to capture it on video. Should I play the full motion one or just the short one so they can see it? Cousin Jesse?
You should do the just get to the point, man, and show them the one where they can see it.
All right. I mean, or I could play the one so they can hear what I'm saying.
Okay, you
Or
can
here,
do it that way then. Go ahead and play the long one.
and then I'll do the short one real quick. Here you go. So y'all can see what I'm talking about. Oh, y'all seen that, brother? Started from the beginning.
Sisters. Health is staying physically active. You don't have to lift a lot of weights. You don't have to go for long runs. So long you're doing something. Oh, y'all seen that, brothers and sisters?
We missed it because it keeps flashing on and off, cousin.
Something is pissed off. So they like. I know y'all seen that.
Was that cousin?
I just seen
The video is
like a
flashing on and
dark
off.
shadow figure pass right in front of me,
Yeah.
and it went past me by the light. Your health is
The
staying.
video is blinking, cousin.
Your health is.
It's
There you go.
blinking. The video is still blinking, cousin.
I'm seeing the video right there, cousin. Can you see me?
I see it now.
There it
Oh,
is. Passes right in front of me. I guess this is the part where everything starts acting up. I notice that every time I get to the 2 hour marker, things start happening like this. And you can see it right there, brother and sister, coming in, where it's passing right in front of me. Doing what I call me explain. It's going pretty fast in the video. It moved. Yeah, I'm fixing to exit out after the after this.
Can't hear a
Is
word
that
you saying, cousin.
is that
The music's too loud. I can't hear you.
music?
The music's too loud. I can't hear you, man.
Can you hear me there?
I can hear you now.
Yeah. I couldn't find the video, man. All kinds of things popped up on my screen.
Yeah, and when you shared it, the video was blinking on and off, man. At least the one I was seeing was.
Yeah. There you go. I guess because I turned on the music on the other one, and I got rid of the other video. Yeah, you can see it move pretty fast right there, brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I saw that now.
And it's coming from the closet area. Yep.
Yep, yep. It went completely around you.
I can try to lower down the speed, but it's dark. You see how they can make a room dark? The shadow figure.
Yeah. It took all the energy out of the room.
All right, let me get out of here. Texas Learning said he went right in front of me. Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, when people talk about something, and we know that I know when they're saying something that exists because I've seen it. But when you're able to capture it and you have proof of its existence, that's pretty awesome. It's not no AI stuff. It's the real deal. You know, there's a lot of people that use AI, but AI is not the same of its true nature. I'm thinking, did they create AI to show people, to guide people the wrong way, show them something that's not real, that's fake? You know, sometimes it feels like to me that man's trying to compete about within the balance, but they can't compete within the balance because you have to have some kind of faith and belief, right? So they created this AI. They can't compete with something that's real, something that's in spirit, and which that's why the only thing I can say to the people is don't believe in all this AI stuff that they're putting out there. That's distracting you. Just trying to get you to believe in something else, and was that's a form of witchcraft. Don't fall into that. Don't be deceived uh, by the people, the creators of AI, because they're there to deceive you. That's all I'm saying. That's why here I show you something real, something that's how it really looks, not something that's computer generated.
I think that's where most of the hate that you get comes from because they can't compete with real proof, man. And look at that word. 10 minutes away from the 2 hour mark, cousin.
Yeah,
We have yet to see Duendita come up in here yet.
they're probably still doing a live over there with open mic night. Our open mic night is tomorrow, so tonight we're just doing a 2 hour show. For those that tuned in, and you're the ones that gotta to enjoy the show.
Yes, Lermy, that's what I believe. I believe that the people that hate on Abe that have been trolling him for 5 years, they're just envious of him, man, because they can't get the real proof. They have to resort to scripted programs and fake whistling videos.
Oh yeah, I'm able to. All my life, I've been able to see them. Uh, I remember when I was in pre-K, I was playing on the swings with a friend of mine, and I see this dark shadow figure come from the wall from one of the classrooms, and it runs and it goes right into my friend. It's you could tell, or I could say that it possessed my friend because his demeanor starts changing. His eyes are rolled back white. He's got a spirit of perversion in him that he starts grabbing his like his groin area. And I went up to it. I went up to where my friend was, and I told the shadow figure, "Leave my friend alone. Leave now." When I told that to it, it left his body, and my friend became normal. But it took off. The dark shadow figure left my friend alone. But when I told it to leave him alone. I meant it with my Heavenly Love Foundation. I wasn't afraid. I wasn't mad. I just told him to leave my friend alone. We were playing on the swings. You know how the swings used to have slides beside them. I don't know if you remember Elsie Smith or you ever went there, cousin.
I went there.
Well, it left my friend alone, and he became better. But I would see not just that. I would see that the Star Shadow figures go into people, into some of the teachers, and their demeanor would change. And I just would see a lot of things that other people wouldn't see. And of course, I found out through a lot of other children that were my age that some of them that said that their moms were witches, and they were dressed all in black. And some of them would talk about the Ouija boards and the fortune tell cards and all kinds of things. So just when I found out that something wasn't right with good old Raymondville, Texas.
Hey, Cynthia, is the key silent? Did that yank you or hitting the like button?
Oh yeah, and all my life I've experienced things like that. You know, I remember when the cousin Jesse the spirit that attachment he had would surface up. Cousin Jesse's demeanor would be completely different. But I would just not really say nothing, just try to maintain my love foundation. But yeah, I remember when they were with us. Hardly a lot of things were happening. But when they left, is when y'all start getting all those fights with all those people that were coming after y'all.
Yep, yep,
They were mad because they tried to come to our home, and we were there ready waiting for them, and they all backed out.
yep,
They
yep,
didn't want they didn't want to get hurt. They thought that they were going to run into something that was easy.
yep. They thought it was gonna be a
Cake,
cakewalk. Thought it
cakewalk.
was a cakewalk, and the fish turned out to be piranhas. You better caught it, Cynthia. Yeah, man. As soon as we moved out away from y'all, man, all them people that were trying to do no good, man, they came after us and they got messed up, man. They picked the wrong ones to go after.
We was having all kinds of issues. We had people coming after us because of a hit. We had witches and warlocks coming after us. They're the demons and the things that were summoning coming after us, and then we have demonic activity happening. So yeah, it's like I've already fought spiritually for a very long time, so this is like first to nature to me. When I hear people say something like the guy that came in here and he was like all scared, and he's scared of what he went through, and we pray for him. I haven't heard from him ever since we prayed for him that day.
Yep. He said he was gonna come back the next day to be back on the live. He never came back.
You know, I hope he's okay. But that's what I do. How should I say? The things that I do is through Jesus Christ, and we're just going to be positive results because when you do it through Jesus Christ, you can't fail when you're doing it through Jesus Christ. Anything that you do has to be done through Him. It's not about a night thing. It's about a we thing because He blesses you to do certain things.
Yeah,
Like
Cynthia. I think they were sending their grandchildren and their sons to come after us, and they were just putting their family members in harm's way because we didn't give a damn who got it.
it's true.
We got muggy in here, man. I have to go see what was wrong with my AC.
It's kind of like the Smiley Man. Tell him about the Smiley Man, primo.
I hated that bastard. She would always she would always stand by that window, man, and just
What
look.
would be considered a ghost, a phantom, or an apparition?
That was an operation, man. That had to be an operation because one minute he would be there, the next minute he would be gone, and then you look out the
Tell,
window, and
tell
he'd
him
be
what would happen.
well when we would lay down and around after midnight, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock. You feel something looking at you through the window, and we couldn't close the curtains or the windows because we didn't have no AC or ceiling fan. So we needed the windows open to let the breeze, whatever breeze was blowing, go through the house to cool the house down. And you could feel something staring at you, and you turn around, and he would be like this in the window, smiling, and you could see his fedora, his 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 eyes, and his smile would glow, and he would like just go like this, like that. And now you'd cover your head and look through a little peephole in the cover, and he'd get to where you were looking because he knew you were looking through under the cover. And this would happen every night, and it was even worse during a full moon because you could actually see him completely. He was dressed up like a gangster. So yeah, I hated that thing because it would always be in the window where I slept at. I wondered why Abe and his brother never slept by the window. They slept away from the windows. And he had to be pretty tall because the house was on cinder. The houses was on cinder blocks because over there it gets flooded with if it rains for 30 minutes it gets flooded. There's no uphill or downhill. Everything's flat. And there's the story of the Smiley Man cousin. That bastard. He
So
took years of my he took years of
the
my young
story
life.
the story goes that there was two gentlemen that robbed a bank back in the early 1900s, I believe. They robbed the city bank. They were chasing them, and they died in a certain area nearby that where I lived. You know, so I noticed that every time he disappeared near the water faucet. I noticed from the neighbor's house a uh, blue orb jumping on the ground, and every time it would get to the water faucet that was outside, it would disappear. So I'm thinking if there's a
We
buried
got
treasure, that said that the blue light represents like a buried treasure. So I'm thinking that if something is buried, it's buried by the water faucet that's outside. the money that was stolen from the bank might be in that location. I'm not gonna go dig for it. So that's the story behind it. The other thing to understand is that it was an old cemetery that used to be in that area. And if there was an old cemetery there, well, guess what? My property or the house I lived in was on that old cemetery. That's why we would see them dressed like in the what, like in the 1800s, 1900s.
Okay, like maybe the 1950s, he was wearing
Yeah, like
a zoot
50s, like gangsters, like a
suit.
gangster would dress. You know, say hi to my little friend. That's how you would dress,
Hey cousin,
or
look for me in the look for me, man. I'm about to change. I'm about to
advice.
change devices.
Man, he would go by the window and he'd be smiling, and he'd put his hand by the screen like this. He wanted you to go touch his hand, but he wouldn't say nothing. He just the you see the white of his teeth and the white eyes with a big old smile. Had the fedora hat, and he had his looked like a hand, but the hand looked black, and it was just there by the screen window. Well, yeah, I mean, you know who's who. Doesn't matter what they're wearing or if they even got a disguise. The spirit knows the spirit. Yeah, they practice magic just about everywhere nowadays. It says, do you think there's cousin Jesse? Do you think since the people practice magic at the cemeteries that you can always see entities in them? I could see the unclean spirits in them. Go. You there, cousin?
Yeah, I'm right here, man. I'm right here. I just had to change devices, man. So I'm good. We have hit the 2 hour mark. Hey, cousin,
Yeah.
I changed the name under my screen.
Let me see.
Yeah, boy. That's actually my gamer tag, boy.
Give me work on this picture, man. I want to show y'all something.
All right.
But you can share a story with him, cousin, if you like. whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, Larry. That's actually my gaming tag, man. When I go online and play, I call myself the Texas Shogun.
Well, you play Mario Kart?
I don't play Mario Kart, man. I play Call of Duty, man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Nintendo, man. I'm like, what the hell?
Nah, man, I would never be caught playing Mario Kart, man.
You're playing Yoshi, calling yourself the Shogun.
Yoshi Shogun.
Yoshi got Yoshi got some.
Oh, I feel a lot better. Let my hair down. Let my hair down. What was your quest? What was the question, Cynthia? I wasn't here for the question that was asked. What are you talking about, learning? Let a Mexican know. You'll have to go back and look at the question. I don't know what the question was, Laramie, but my father always used to tell me if you, yeah, you never do that, Laramie, because when you touch if you touch that hand, he could take you from your body, could take the spirit out of your body, and in essence kill you. You never take the hand, man. You never touch. So one of those unwritten rules that you never touch spirit, especially if it's asking you for your hand. No matter who it looks like, be it your mother, your father, sister, brother. Yeah, yeah, that would mean. Yeah, you're right. That would mean like some form of consent for him to just take you.
Let's look at this picture real quick.
I'm drowning in a bottle of water, guys. Here lies the shogun, drown in a drink of water. It's like if you hear your name called and you turn around and nobody's there, you can turn around and look, just don't answer because if you answer, you're giving permission to be bonded.
Okay, okay. Let me
Yeah.
get this photo.
he water tortured himself, literally. Oh,
There's a
I see a picture.
yeah. There's a picture of that path, and somebody had commented that towards the end that there was something there. So I was looking at the end of the video, and the only thing I captured was something weird, which is down in this section.
Oh wow.
Can you see that, cousin?
I see a few things,
Yeah.
cousin.
Well, what do you think that is?
Well, I see four things that
Indigo.
have like their head facing down, and then I see a thing that has a white face with black eyes and a black mouth.
What do you think that is?
Ah man, that looks like a cat face from here, from where I'm looking. But I need better glasses.
I mean, it's a white face.
Uh huh. It's got black eyes and the mouth is open. You can see the teeth, and then there's four DDNs surrounding it. Five DDNs surrounding it, man. One, two, three, four. Yeah, there's five DDNs surrounding it, man. Two by his head, one by his left leg, one by his right leg, and then one right off to the right of the page, right on the corner. That's crazy, cuz they waiting for you. Yeah, hold on. Now I see six. I see seven other faces there, cousin. And the more I look, the more that are popping up. Lord, please close my portal to make sure the screen does not get penetrated by any negative entities or thoughts. Amen.
I said one more. There you go.
Oh, there's an even bigger one in the back there in the back in the tree. There's a bigger white face back there. Yes, I saw them, Lermy. I see one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I see eight entities in that one picture, Lermy. And the more I keep staring at it, the more are popping out. So I'm going to step back away from the picture.
All right. Let me exit out of it. But this is the original photo. That one's creepy, right?
Yeah, the more I kept staring, the more were popping up, man. I got up to eight.
All right. I just felt let me share that picture. Why not? I was gonna save it for another day, but I try to show
That was probably
different
that.
material. I like showing different material. It's just I don't know. I had the energy to even work on anything, man. But I worked on that one, so y'all can check it out. Somebody said, "Oh wow, a giant middle finger on the right side." Let me see. I think I have another capture here of something else. Let me work on it real quick. How much battery power you got, Primo?
I got enough for a while, man. Because I switched devices. So you changed your mind from the 2 hour show. You're gonna go for three.
I'm going for right now, but I thought I was getting winded out. I'm gonna go till 2:30. I don't know. We'll see. know how it goes. We'll go to something, and then next thing you know, we work on this picture, cousin.
All right, man. You get up there and work, man.
This is another.
I didn't see no middle finger, really. I saw 8 different entities in that picture, man. And up at the top, there was one that looked like a dog, like a wolf dog, that was sitting on top of that tree. And no, he wasn't sitting up there eating pecans. Yeah, if you can get a hold of that picture, Cynthia, I'm pretty sure Abe would like to see it if it had all those color orbs: blue, white, yellow, red. Sounds like a rainbow. We're here, Cynthia. Did everybody leave? Is it just me, you, and learn? Just you and learn me on the chat? And nobody said goodbye? Really?
There's still a lot of people.
How many in the chat,
There's
Kevin?
15.
There's 15 people in here, Cynthia. They probably fell asleep. Hello, Annette. I'm glad you're still here. What you been up to? I haven't seen you in a while. Ooh, I got neck issues. Well, it got real quiet, people. Are y'all asleep? Talk to the Texas Shogun. What y'all want to talk about?
They're waiting for the picture.
You want to talk about that shadow being I saw in that backyard of my other house that had a Native American headdress on it and it had a tail? Yeah, that one was trippy, man. I pulled into the backyard and I saw it running away from my window. Disappeared into a tree, and when I got close to that tree, my truck turned off. I'm behind on my chat. Look at that. Doing laundry.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 134 over here,
I'm
Cynthia.
fixing to share it, primo.
All right, Lerny. Smoke them if you got them, bro.
Here we go.
That's a big one. Wow. Can you get it closer, cuz? I think I see some eyes and a snout. Yeah,
This one here.
those are eyes and a snout. Yep, right
Yeah,
there.
let me get a closer look at it. Little Red Riding Hood.
You sure are looking good. You're everything that a big bad wolf could want. Ooh, gonna keep my sheep suit on. I love that song, man. It's you, Primo up on top, man.
I know. There's kind of like several here. I'm gonna take some screenshots of the ones that I see. All right. Hopefully they'll be
Alright,
big enough for the screen.
and I could be trusted walking with you alone. Ooh, what big eyes you have. Kinda drive a wolf, man. Man, that's a huge looking dog, cousin. Oh,
Let me send the photo. Alrighty. There you go. What do you think, cuz? Are you there?
yeah, that's what I was seeing. That's what I was seeing, man. Look at that thing. That's so dog-like, man. There's a dog there at the bottom, and then right there by him on top, there's one of those owl face kids. Right where the dog head
Uh,
is, go straight up, you'll see the beak, man. Underhill Voyage, how you doing? Oh, you're five, T5?
there you go. So that one right there, man. Oh shit.
Yeah, there's a owl face kid there, man. You see the dog, go straight up, you see the beak. You went up too high. Come back toward the dog. More to the left, to my left. Too far. Come back to the right a little bit. To the right, a little bit to the left. No, the other left. Okay, a little bit. No, you went too high. Right, go back to the left a little bit
There's
more, a little bit
another one
more.
here.
Right in there. There's a white spot right there where the beak is. Right there where the cursor is. There's a white
Yes.
spot right there. That's a beak.
I see it, primo. How old do you think the ancient? All right, study from there. That's crazy, right?
Wow, you can still see it, both of them there, and then there's one on top that looks like a bush. It's got two eyes at the very top of the screen.
All right, crazy, no primo.
Yeah, very crazy,
Look
man.
at that.
Wow. Yeah, the one with the Llorona story under here, she's still here. Cynthia's right there. And should I call you five to five?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yes, we do, Jaime Alanis.
But he's saying that I think we should save some energy for tomorrow night for open mic night. Whoever wants to join, don't be shy. If you want to join the show, hit me up tomorrow night when we do the live. We'll be going live and restream open mic night tomorrow for the any encounter dealing with anything of all the topics that we talk here in spiritual encrypted encounters tomorrow at 11 o'clock p.m.
It,
Central.
it'll be a truly amazing show. It'll be even better if somebody actually jumps on.
Well, you know, Mondays is always slow for us. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, those are like the busy days. Then you got to think of sometimes we get viewers who I stay up till like around more hours. Viewers from the other side of the world sometimes too. You see, brother,
Yeah, because Joel hasn't been
yeah,
in.
but you know, it's just Mondays is slow all the time. People recuperating from hangovers and stuff. But he's saying that let's call it a night, cousin, so we won't get
Let's call it a night.
worn out for tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's call it a night. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming here, spending some time with us on this show where you get the cold hard artifact proofs of everything that hides and sneaks around in the woods. And saying that, thank you. May the Lord protect you while you sleep. May you have abundance in the morning and all the blessings you have coming to you. This is Jesse, the show Texas Shogun, signing off. All right, Primo. We'll see you. Bye, Cynthia. Bye, Lermy. Bye, Hammer. The Shogun has left the building.
You know, have a little ninja. And saying that, brothers and sisters, I hope you enjoyed the show. Y'all can catch the replay. Got a couple of pictures that are new that I shared here tonight. So if you want to watch the replay, you're more than welcome to check it out. Placed a couple of new pictures today. You're welcome, Sister Cynthia. Thank you, Sister Annette. And saying that, good night, everybody. Sweet dreams. Till tomorrow, till I'm sure to say later on tonight. Open mic night, all topics. dealing with the spiritual, paranormal, whatever people want to share. We'll see what happens tomorrow or later on tonight. This is Brother Abe CS. It's RCS signing off about spiritual encrypted encounters. Everybody have a good night. And remember, I was my tenant Heaven Love Foundation. Place Jesus Christ first when you're going to test out a spirit. No matter what the manifestation it takes, you test out the spirit. You type on the rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name. You really got to be on the right path when you do that. So don't try to challenge something by yourself. You gotta do it through Jesus Christ. Good night, everybody.